Welcome to another episode of Terry's Notes, and today we are going to be looking at simultaneous linear equations and how to solve them. There are at least 4 different methods we can use to solve a pair of simultaneous equations, and these include substitution, elimination, we can plot a graph, or we can use a matrix method. In this video we are focusing on substitution. So let's look at this question here from June 2010. We have to solve the pair of simultaneous equations, and when they say solve, we need to find the value of x and of y. So the first thing we need to do is to label our equations. This is equation 1 and this is equation 2, and what we need to do is to substitute one equation into the next. So the first thing we have to do here is to make, let's say in the first equation we can make y the subject of the formula, and y can be equal to 7 minus 2x, right? It's essentially the same equation, we've just rearranged it a little, and then we're going to substitute equation 1 into equation 2, right? So we have x minus 2y equal 1. So x minus 2, anywhere we see y, we're going to put 7 minus 2x is equal to 1. So therefore x minus, to remove the brackets here, will be minus 2 by 7, which will give me minus 14. And then minus 2, my minus 2x will give me plus 4x, which is equal to 1. X plus 4x is 5x. When I move the minus 14 across, it becomes 1 plus 14. So therefore 5x is equal to 15. Therefore x is equal to 15 over 5. So therefore x is equal to 3. So once you solve one for one of them, which is x, we need to find y. So we can substitute x equal 3 into equation 1. So therefore y is 7 minus 2x, which will be 7 minus 2 by 3, which is 7 minus 6, which is 1. Right? So the solution is basically x equal 3 and y is equal to 1. Now the good thing about a simultaneous equation is that we can take the answers that we got and plug them into the equation to see if they are correct, right? And when I say plug them in, you need to plug them into both equations to make sure they are correct, right? So if we plug it into the first equation, it will be 2 multiplied by 3, which will give me 6, plus y, which is 1. So 6 plus 1 gives me 7. So therefore that solution satisfies the first equation. And in the case of the second one, it's 3 minus 2 by 1, which is 3 minus 2, which is 1. So therefore our solution satisfies both equations, right? Let's look at this one here. This is January 2012, and we have to solve again. So we label our equation 1 and 2, and now it'd be easier to look at the second equation, and we can just make x the subject of the formula. So x is equal to minus 1 plus 2y. Okay, so in this case we're going to substitute equation 2 into equation 1. So we have 3 by x. We know x is minus 1 plus 2y plus 2y is equal to 13, right? So I'm taking this and substitute it into this equation. So removing the brackets, so it's 3 by minus 1, which will give me minus 3, and then 3 by 2y will give me 6y plus 2y is equal to 13. So 6 plus 2y gives me 8y. So it's minus 3 plus 8y equals 13. 8y is equal to 13 plus 3. So 8y is equal to 16. So y is equal to 16 over 8, which is equal to 2. Right? So we have a value for y now, which is 2. Now we substitute y equal to 2 into equation 2. Right? Now you can substitute it back into any equation and you'll be able to solve, but you already have x as the subject of the formula, so that's why I'm substituting it back into that equation. Is equal to minus 1 plus 2y, which is 2. So it's minus 1 plus 4, which is equal to 3. Right, so the solution is x equal 3 and y is equal to 2. Right, and like I said, you can plug the values back into your equation and see if you get that. So if we take 3 and 2 and we plug it into the first equation, it'll be 3 by 3, which is 9, plus 2 by 2, which is 4. 9 and 4 is 13, so therefore it satisfies the first equation. If you plug it into the second one, we get 3 minus 2 multiplied by 2, which is 4. So 3 minus 4 is minus 1. Right, so therefore our solution is correct. Let's do another one. So we have two equations here. I'm going to label the two equations, 1 and 2, and let's see which one we will make the subject of the formula, or which one is easier to work with. Now if you look at the second equation, we can make y the subject of the formula, and that will be y is equal to 3x plus 8. Right, just look at what I did here. I took the minus y, put it on the right hand side, and I put the 8 on the left hand side. So yeah, so this is a mistake. It should be 3x minus 8. Alright, so now we're gonna substitute in 2 into 1. Alright, so we have 2x plus 3y, and y in this case is 3x minus 8 is equal to 9. So we have 2x, remove this brackets here, 3 multiplied by 3x gives me 9x, and then 3 multiplied by minus 8, which gives me minus 24, which is equal to 9. So we have 9 and 2 is 11x minus 24 is equal to 9. Therefore 11x is equal to 9 plus 24. Okay, so 11x is equal to 9 plus 24, which is 33. Therefore x is equal to 33 over 11, which is 3. Alright, so now we have to substitute x equal 3 into equation 2. So we end up with y is equal to 3 by x, which is 3 minus 8, which is 9 minus 8. So y is equal to 1. And again, you can substitute. So the solution is x equal 3 and y is equal to 1. Okay. And our last example, which is from a really old paper, we have two equations here. So we call this equation 1, call this equation 2. And we can make x the subject in the second equation. We can say x is equal to 10 plus 3y. So substituting equation 2 into equation 1, I'm going to end up with 3 open brackets 10 plus 3y all over 7 plus 2y is equal to 1. Now when a student sees this, they get confused and they have no clue what to do. The easiest thing to do here, right, before doing anything else, is to get rid of the 7. In order to get rid of that 7, we have to multiply every single term in the equation by 7. Right? So this will become 3 to 10 plus 3y plus 7 by 2y gives me 14y, which is equal to 7. Right? And now things look a little simpler now. So we have to take 3 multiplied by 10, which is 30, and then 3 multiplied by 3y, which is 9y, plus 14y is equal to 7. Alright, so 30 plus 9y plus 14y gives me 23y is equal to 7. So 23y is equal to 7 minus 30. Right, let me just go up here with this. So therefore 23y is equal to minus 23. Therefore y is equal to minus 23 over 23. Therefore y is equal to minus 1. Right? And now substituting y equal minus 1 into equation 2, we end up with x is equal to 10 plus 3, in this case y is minus 1, so therefore x is equal to 10 minus 3, therefore x is equal to 7. Right, and we can easily substitute these values back into our original equation and see if we get the same thing. So our solution set is x is equal to 7 and y is equal to minus 1. So in order to solve simultaneous equations using substitution, I suggest that you practice some past paper questions and you'll get it.